You hear it so often, follow your passions. And it sounds like the key to living a fulfilling life. But is it really good advice? Hi everyone, my name is Marcus and I'm a junior doctor working in New Zealand. And today I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't chase your passions to live a fulfilling life. Now suppose I had just followed my passions, where would I be now? Well, it's hard to recreate kind of an alternate timeline, but I can say there are some very significant things which I would have missed out on if I had only chosen to chase my passions. I would have dropped out of medical school. I would not have been able to foster my love for teaching. I would not have met my group of close friends and some of the most amazing people in the world. And I would not have worked or lived in the places that I have. So if the key isn't to follow your passions, then what is it instead? Now here are 3 reasons why you shouldn't follow your passions. The first one is life isn't linear. Following your passions may not necessarily take you to where you're expecting it to take you. An example of this is when I first started to learn an instrument. Well, I wanted to play the saxophone because it looked like such a cool instrument. You can play some jazz on it, but I was too small and told me to learn the clarinet. That didn't seem that great at that point in time, but learning the clarinet has actually opened up more doors for me, and I was able to go back as a tutor and teach clarinet in the same music school where I used to learn from. And this actually formed the beginning of my love of teaching and passing on knowledge and skills and techniques to the next generation of students. The second reason not to chase your passions is that interests change. And this is especially prevalent when things get hard or things get difficult. You initially start off with that sweet spot of riding the wave, picking up a new skill, and it's all nice and fun. But eventually, you're going to reach a point where things get difficult. And your enjoyment might even fall off and you don't like it or you don't feel passionate about whatever it is you're doing anymore. Now, if I had gone by following my passions, I would have dropped out of medical school so many times. I can't even count the number of times where I found medical school hard, challenging, boring, found the stuff that I was learning to be meaningless and pointless. But by pushing through, you reap the reward at the end of doing a fulfilling job. Remember, anything that is worth having doesn't come easily. Number 3 is you don't really know until you've tried something. You don't really know if you're passionate about something unless you've given it a chance. In my first few years of medical school, I didn't really enjoy it at all. In fact, I went into medical school with the intention of thinking I'll probably drop out fairly quickly because this isn't what I think I would like. This doesn't seem like a dream job, or the long hours, the grueling training, the night shifts, the endless amounts of studying. That just seemed laborious and difficult and doesn't line up with what I want out of life. And indeed, in 2nd and 3rd year, I really hated medical school. But in 4th year, when I actually went into the hospitals and see doctors in action, that's when I found out that this is a career that I could do for the next few decades of my life. This is something that I can enjoy and keep doing. So if I had dropped out of medical school when it wasn't enjoyable, before I actually knew what it was about, I would have missed out on what I would now say is one of the best jobs available out there, because I get to do surgery and help people and use my hands and talk to patients, all the things that I really love to do. So instead of following your passions, what should you do instead? My answer to that is to love what you do. And just like love, you don't give up when the going gets tough. So how do you love what you do and be fulfilled in your work? Firstly, you need to know yourself. You need to know what you're good at, what type of work you enjoy, what kind of environment you thrive in. You want to know your strengths and then double down on those strengths. For me, I really enjoy teaching, so I sought out every opportunity I can to enhance my teaching skills, to stand up in front of a class and to explain concepts to students. And I did all of this so that I can develop and build my skills as an educator. Secondly, managing your mindset. Instead of feeling like you're forced to do something or you have to do something, choose to do the difficult things. When you're faced with something difficult, choose to take on the challenge. Your attitude towards the task has so much impact on how much you enjoy it and your ability to do it well. Now, studying is one of those things that I find incredibly boring and incredibly frustrating at times. But instead of feeling like I have to do it, I choose to face it as a challenge, that it's something I'm not good at and I want to get better at over time. Thirdly is to just take risks and try new things. This opens up more opportunities and increases your exposure to the world. The more things you interact with, the more likely it is that you will come across something you truly love. I love picking up new hobbies or learning a new skill. Besides having fun of doing something different, it opens up doors to meet new people, and it's something else you have in common that you can use to connect with other people. And this ultimately makes you an interesting person to be around and opens up new opportunities which might not have otherwise existed. So, in response to follow your passions, I say that is bad advice. Instead, what you should do is learn to love what you are doing right now. And if that isn't quite fulfilling enough for you, to try new things and to do more. The more you do, the more fulfillment you are likely to find in life. Thank you guys for tuning in. Now let me know in the comments below what is one thing you're going to do today, regardless of how passionate you feel about it. Now if you like this video or you enjoy the content, please smash this like button and hit subscribe. For now, I'm going to go try and learn how to play the guitar, and I'll see you guys next time.